Thank you so much for taking a moment just to watch this video real quick because you are an amazing buyer agent, or if you're the buyer watching, you have made a great selection on working with the realtor that you have chosen to represent you in your purchase. In today's market, it is essential that everyone try to be as fluid and flexible as possible with technology and new ways to acquire real estate. My name is Sheryl Willis, and I'm only announcing myself because I am required by our code of ethics to brand or state who I am. Again, my name is Sheryl Willis. I'm with eXp Realty, and I'm the listing agent for this home, and I will not be double ending this transaction ever. And so again, it's so important that you work very closely with your realtor. Why would you buy a home through this technology? Let me tell you. First of all, this is not a new company that's coming into our market. It is simply a tool. We all know that technology has completely changed real estate and every other industry just about that you can think of, right? Well, this is the newest and easiest way to acquire real estate. The biggest consumer frustration right now when buying real estate is you don't know what to offer. You have multiple offers almost guaranteed on every single listing. So you need to know what makes your offer stand out above the rest. In this way, with this technology, not only has the seller kind of set the expectations of what they're looking for as far as terms and conditions, but then it's left up to the buyer to be the highest bidder. Makes sense, right? It's odd how some listing agents don't want to provide that information, and so they wind up getting 10, 20, 30 offers all at the same price. Well, all we're looking for is just one great offer. Let's talk about, again, the benefits of buying real estate through this platform. First of all, we guarantee that no offers will be reviewed or accepted before the end bid date. That's relaxing, right? How many times have you followed the directions on what was on MLS and you're waiting like you were told to, and then all of a sudden the property is under contract? Won't happen here, and it is guaranteed. Every buyer has the same opportunity, the 8 days that we will be on the market. The home inspection has already been completed. Insane, right? How many times as a buyer right now you are waiving your inspection period, or maybe you're really concerned about waiving that inspection period, so you always have on there maybe 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. Well, again, in today's market, let me tell you, there are enough buyers out there right now that are willing to take that risk, and they completely waive the inspection period. So if you're one of those buyers that has been resistant to waive it, and understandably so, that's probably why you haven't received or you haven't locked in a contract yet. So, what a concept, right? The home inspection has already been completed. And if you ask your realtor for information to get that information, they will provide it for you. The home inspection's already done. You know what needs to be done. Then the next thing is we are going to also, when I say we, seller is going to pay for 1 year home warranty. Again, something that doesn't really happen in today's market, again, because buyers are trying to be as competitive as possible, and so they're waiving everything. So here's a couple of great things. You have 8 days to inspect your period. Sorry, you have 8 days to inspect the home. You already have that inspection period, if you would. Check out schools, check out your homeowner's insurance, make sure your finances are all buckled down and locked in with your lender. Make sure you are pre-qualified by a local lender. That also goes a really long way. A lot of buyers try to be resistant. They want to use their big banks. They want to use their credit union, or maybe they want to use the lender that they're wherever they're from in another state. I'm telling you, it's little things like that that do make a difference. All right, the next thing is you can go in as many times as you would like to inspect that home. And on Thursday, July 1st, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we invite you to come back with or without your agent. We will respect all agencies, and there'll be a no pressure open house. We invite you to bring your contractors in if you would like to get some actual estimates on the home. What a concept, right? All right. Now we get into what the terms and conditions are. Well, for the most part, we know that you need to have an earnest deposit. In this scenario, we are asking for a $4,000 earnest deposit. Sometimes buyers don't realize the weight that an earnest deposit does carry, and they don't put a strong enough number. So we're going to let you know what that number is. 4,000. We are asking that $1,000 be immediately released to the seller. And let me tell you why. Because unfortunately, there are buyers out there that are somehow getting their agents to write multiple offers on multiple properties, even though they cannot actually move forward with multiple purchases. If you didn't know, that is against our code of ethics, but they're doing it anyways. And then what happens is once they lock in those contracts, they might even open escrow on a couple of them. They make sure they have inspection periods, whatever the situation is. And then whichever one they don't want to go with, they cancel, leaving the seller in a bad spot. So what we are doing, again, already providing the home inspection, giving you time to inspect the home multiple times. We're also providing that home warranty for you for 1 year. And we are just asking for that $1,000 immediately be released. And again, that is just a surety that if you're the accepted contract through the bidding process, that you are in for the long haul. The next is that we are not accepting any contingent offers on this particular property. Close of escrow is to be 30 days or so. We have no holidays. By the time this bidding ends, we will not have any holidays inside that 30-day window. If you don't have a lender that can perform within a 30-day window, please let me know. We can definitely make a recommendation on a couple of different lenders in the area. If you are writing an offer with a conventional loan, and I apologize, we are not accepting VA or FHA for the primary purpose that this home is a fixer-upper. There is, like for instance, you'll see perhaps a broken window. None of this will be replaced prior to close of escrow. And because it's a government loan, it will not go through. So it is only for cash and conventional. If you are a conventional buyer, we will need to also have your proof of funds as far as the gap money that you will be putting down for your down payment, your closing costs, and any variance that it might be between the appraisal and the agreed upon purchase price. I'm sure that makes sense. We'll also be looking for conventional buyers to remove that unfulfilled loan contingency at the beginning of the contract. Again, all this is spelled out on the actual listing on USAHomebids, but I'm just walking you through it for the agents that are watching this for the very first time. HOA transfer fee to be paid for by the buyer. The seller will be paying the disclosure fee. Then we also indicated that the first American home warranty, which is included on the MLS doc tab, will be paid for by the seller. And we are going to be using security title as we've already gotten things all ready to go so that if we do have a cash buyer, we can close like that, although not necessary. All right, so if you are ready to bid or your client's ready to bid, first of all, I would highly recommend that the buyer be the one doing the bidding. This whole platform is supposed to give the buyer control. Well, buyer more control than what they have today. So the way that they write offers today is they go to find a home they like. Hopefully they actually go and look at it and they'll tell their agent, I'm willing to go to this price. They put pen to paper and they send it on in. This is a fluid way of being able to make that bid, that top bid, in real time. So let's just hypothetically say the home was for sale for $100,000 and they told their agent, the most I'm going to go is 105. Well, let's say we're approaching that last couple of seconds of the online bidding and all of a sudden somebody else put in 106. Now, obviously in that scenario, your client would be bumped out and you are out again, just like you have been probably multiple times. But if the buyer had the control on their little mouse, click, they could have bid maybe 106 or 107, whatever they feel comfortable with. When you're that close, do you really think $1,000 makes that much of a difference? Probably not, and especially if you're amortizing it over 30 years. We're talking, I don't even think $1 a day, pennies a day. Needless to say, putting that control back in the buyer's hands makes a huge difference. So If you are not comfortable with registering by using a credit card, and understandably so, that has nothing to do with us. Again, this is just a tool that we have decided, the seller has decided to sell their property in this means. So unfortunately, again, this platform does require, if you're not approved by the listing agent, you have to put in your credit card number. But here's your way around it. Simply request listing agent approval. That would be me. I will reach out to you, phone call and email, and I will ask for your proof of funds and, well, so should I say proof of funds or pre-qual, and your agent's name. I, as a realtor, will respect all agency relations, and I will only work with the agent once I've identified who that agent is. But again, the bidder on the platform, I would highly recommend, is the bidder. All right, well, I think I've covered everything pretty much. The way it wraps up at the very end, and I guess I could go through that real quick with you, is for the most part, most of the bidding happens the last couple of hours. Okay, so be glued to your TV or your computer screen as you're going to see that last minute. And there's an auto extend too, so there's no sniping. Like on eBay, if you try and buy something and you can just sneak in there at the last second, boom, you're the winner. It doesn't happen on this platform. That's called sniping. This will automatically extend 5 minutes, and it will continue to extend until the bidding is done, until everybody finally goes, I'm out. I'm out. The last one stands alone for 5 minutes all by themselves. Then in the meantime, everybody that has pre-registered has received all the same information. You've received a copy of the home inspection, the seller property disclosure statement, the reminder of sending in your proof of funds, etc. So we make sure, again, even playing field, everyone is treated fairly, equally, impartially, and everything is transparent. Then at the winning hour, the winning moment when the winner is disclosed, I will give a phone call to that winning bidder to say, congratulations, you are the winning bidder. I will now be reaching out to your agent. And now I contact that agent. And again, I'm just calling the winning bidder just to acknowledge that they are the winning bidder. And then from then on, I move over and start working with the agent. Then I just remind the agent, okay, here's the winning bid price. You're going to add the buyer premium, which is 3%. And by the way, NAR is currently in a class action lawsuit with the Department of Justice, and there'll be more talk about this as the year rolls out. But buyers up until now have not been properly informed as to how a buyer agent is actually paid. The buyer agent fee is wrapped into the purchase price, and the buyer always pays the buyer agent fee. The buyer always pays the listing agent fee. The buyer is the one that's bringing money to the table. It's just been assumed that the seller pays for it because that's where the money comes out on the side of what we call the settlement statement. Now, if you think about it, if the buyer's bringing the money and the seller's paying out money, well, that makes sense that on the seller side is where it's going to show the commissions are being paid. So the difference is this, is that when you see a home on MLS normally, when it says $100,000, that means buyer, you are including what we're going to be paying your agent in that purchase price. The thing is you don't know how much your buyer agent is being paid. You don't. So you're going to see those changes as, again, we approach the end of the year, as that information is going to be public information, because there are some listings that don't that don't pay the buyer agent very much. And in some cases, the buyer agent doesn't show that property. So they're trying to, again, streamline that, minimize that, and it's a national law that's going into place. Now, how it affects you here is the list price does not include the buyer agent fee, and we're letting you know that up front, and so you need to add it on. So in the scenario with this particular property, the opening bid is $240,000. You would then add on that 3% buyer premium, and that would come out to a purchase price of $247,200. So just make sure that you put that in there. So this email that you receive saying congratulations, here's the terms and conditions that you have preliminarily agreed to, and here is the winning bid plus 3% equals the purchase price. And for the most part, it's going to be everything that you see on the USA Homebids link that we have on there today. Again, talking about the earnest money, no inspection, blah, blah, blah. That winning bidder will have the exclusive opportunity to submit that offer to the seller with no other offers. If for some reason, and it does happen, I'm not going to lie, if for some reason that buyer thinks, now I got the seller in my hands, I'm going to change some of this. I'm not going to include these terms, or I want to do this, or I want to change this. Um, know that the seller has the right to accept, reject, or counter any offer. And in the event that they don't lock in the offer with the top bidder, know that bidder number two is right behind there. And let me tell you, you know that they are just hoping that that first bidder pops out so they can jump in. But the winning bidder has the exclusive opportunity to lock in this contract with the seller with no other offers in there. If the bidder does not present that perfect offer that the seller is looking for, or convince the seller that they're going to get this deal closed on time and at the price that they said they were, then it's the buyer's fault that it didn't happen. So again, putting that control back on the buyer's end. All right, so there you go. Then escrow's open. Everything is normal after that. We close and the new owner takes ownership of the property approximately 30 days later, if that's a finance loan. Quickest one we've done is 7 days. All right, guys, my name is Sheryl Willis. I am with eXp Realty. For any questions, please call your realtor. That's what your realtor is there for. They're making sure that you are represented well, and they too have all the answers to make sure that they can make the necessary recommendations and guidance as they feel comfortable. All right, guys, thanks again, and hope to see you online. If you have any questions, again, we'll be at that open house. I will be there to answer any questions. That would be Thursday, July 1st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Until then, make it a great one. And thank you so much again for trying this new platform, as I think you're going to see more and more of this all of the time. Thanks. Bye, guys.